My two criticisms of this book are that it is too thin and it is too casual. Accordingly, that Belton covers some 7 decades of British Masonic history in less than 110 pages of text proves my first point. In some ways, the book is more of an extended outline than an actual presentation of how the 1813 Union drama played out. I am certain that Belton had reasons for keeping the book short, but he does not state them. An example of Belton's casual style is read on page 66 as the opening sentence of chapter 8. Quote, one might well ask why Ireland deserves 2 whole chapters in a book which is all about English Freemasonry, and it is a fair question, unquote. Perhaps as a blunt American, I don't fully appreciate the English roundabout style, but as a devotee of that supreme English stylist, George Orwell, I know well his many rules for clear prose, and number 3 is, quote, if it is possible to cut a word out, always cut it out. Belton's book has a great deal of meat within it. Too bad it is often submerged within flabby verbiage. Lastly, as a side remark, I dislike and discourage the term modern when applied to the First Lodges and the First Grand Lodge in London. So far as I know, it was a pejorative term imposed on these brothers by members of the self-styled Ancient Grand Lodge. To distinguish between the two, why must scholars feel compelled to describe them as opposites? Why not simply use the respectful and non-confrontational terms premier and ancient?
I'm pleased to note that Belton recognises that there was and continues to be a major problem in not only general historical circles, but especially in historical Masonic literature of all kinds. And this is the constant conflation of English history with British history. In highlighting this as a continuing problem, I can but hope that other writers on historical matters will bear this in mind. Of considerable interest to me was Belton's discussion of the possible union or merger of the Grand Lodge of Scotland and the Grand Lodge of England, and those involved in that attempt, one which ultimately failed. I found his discussion of William Preston, born in 1742 and died in 1818, interesting, and it revived my interest in this individual, as well as several others.